Hey there, it is Robin from Necessary Nutrition, and we're going to talk about the 9 keys to inner peace. This is a timely topic now, yesterday, tomorrow. It's just important that for some of you, this will be a reminder, and for some of you, this will be an aha moment. Again, I am Robin, nutritionist from Necessary Nutrition, and also behavioral wellness expert. Been working on this, studying this for so many years, more than 20 years. So let's get into these keys to inner peace. Number 1, if you've been listening to me, then you know that I'm going to say gratitude. There is something very powerful about expressing what you are thankful for and grateful for. Oftentimes when things are not going well, we can clearly point those things out quickly, but I'm going to remind you and encourage you to wake up and several times during the day to recognize and be thankful. And I always say we teach that which we need to learn. So as I'm going through these with you, it's a reminder of this for me. The second one is, and this is in no particular order, would be that you must manage your nutrition. And that is important, that you are eating foods that give you life. That I know there's fun foods and foods that we crave, but those life foods are foods from the earth that were created for our maintenance and growth. Vegetables, fruits, whole foods. So I'm going to leave that. If you've been following me, then you can find a whole bunch of videos on nutrition. But the second part, and you would think, why is that going to help? Because nutrition, when we're eating well, that helps us with our health. And obviously, if you're not healthy, that's going to mess with your inner peace. Number 3 is we must understand and accept that change is constant. Like it or not, you can go against the grain and go against the flow. And I just want to remind you the serenity prayer, right? Just have the strength to change what you can and know the difference, but understand that everything is going to change. Just when you get used to something, here comes something else. And I feel that way with running a business and technology, but just make peace with the fact that things are going to change and just got to stay flexible. The 5th one is to listen to your gut. We have an inner guide that is telling us and informing us what to do, what not to do. And you always know what to do, though you may not listen sometimes. Get in the habit, especially if you're over 40, over 50, you know it's there. And whenever you go against what your gut feeling is telling you, that often leads to not being peaceful. And sometimes disease. But the point is, you have a gut instinct, listen to it. It will guide you and guide you toward inner peace. Number 5 is to let people be who they are. If they're grown, you trying to change them, don't. Oftentimes we find annoyance and discomfort in trying to push and change an adult. Let them be who they are and worry about who you are and how you march through the world. And sometimes it's really hard, especially if we have adult children. But you will find more peace in letting people be who they are and stop trying to control what they do and how they do it. Number 6, let me breathe on this one. Number 6 is to release anger, resentment, guilt. Okay, anybody that you're mad at, why are you still mad at them? Get over it. I know you're like, what? I just want to be mad. No, because it doesn't serve you. And I know it's difficult because people piss you off and they've done things to you in the past, but you're holding on to it now. And what that does is potentially raise your blood pressure, mess you up from a cellular level, and it definitely steals your joy and your peace. And then how do you get rid of anger and resentment and guilt? Sometimes that takes therapy, but you gotta let it go. I've heard someone say, a good friend of mine saying, drink, it's like having this anger and this resent for someone else, drinking poison and hoping they will die. Ultimately, it just doesn't serve us. So to find that peace, we gotta let it go. Number 7 is to understand what brings you joy and do it. Do what makes you proud. Do what brings you joy. And I also know as humans, we are hardwired to seek pleasure right away. And so sometimes what brings you joy in that moment will bring you pain later. So we got to be careful of that, right? Let's think about if we are getting a temporary dose of pleasure only to know that is going to create issues for us. So let's not solve one problem and create another, if that makes sense. Meaning that eating the pie or the cookies or the cake is going to give you temporary joy, but you also know that it's going to bring on guilt and shame and pounds and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about. So for me, what I know brings me joy is good music, good conversations, being out in nature. And generally, those things are not going to bring me problems later. So do something that makes in your joy, make sure that that is also making you proud. Yes, so find the joy, and in that it is making you proud. Is it number 9? Because I feel like I have more to go. Counting is not my good thing. I don't know if it's number 9. It might be number 8. Say no when you need to say no. If you're at this big age, over 40, in your 50s and beyond, there's boundaries that have to be set. There's things that you don't want to do. And maybe in the past you would say yes to, but you don't really want to do them. It will bring you peace ultimately for you to say no. Rise up with confidence and say no. Now, whatever number I'm on at this point, because I don't know, so I'm not going to count anymore. The next one is, in order to get to this peace and joy, you have to look at your physical and mental environment really and look at what needs to shift. Like what needs to go, who needs to go, so that you can get in that space of peace. Now, some of this, I admit, is work. It is some work, but I'm going to come back to that as well. And then the last one is to ask for what you want. Listen, they say, knock and the door will be open for you. Ask and ye shall receive. So ask for what you want. Know what you want. Speak it to yourself. Know that you deserve it. And put the plan in place to move toward it. And if you have to ask someone else for what you want, and that takes bravery and courage, we don't have time to waste. If you're a woman, I keep saying this, over 40, over 50, we've lived some lives, over 60, we know some things. And if you ask for what you want, the answer could be no. Okay, well, at least you asked. The answer could be yes, but later, and that's good in a sense. But just getting in the habit of rising up and asking for what you want. You go back and listen to all of these keys. And while you're at it, turn on some music, dance a little. Again, do what brings you joy, and it also makes you proud. I want to introduce you to Necessary Step. So Necessary Step is a personal development program, and it is designed to bring you closer to your peace, joy, and in alignment with your assignment. It is a live program. It is a part of the Necessary Nutrition Academy, and there's a group of us that are doing this, and we're having very powerful, necessary conversations inside of the Necessary Step program. I want to encourage you to look into it. If you're already a member of the Necessary Nutrition Academy, the Necessary Step is a part of that. If you are new to me or the ecosystem, I want to encourage you to take a look at the Necessary Step program. It is designed for you if you are wanting to make sure that you are in alignment, or if you're needing to recalibrate, remove roadblocks, and get the most out of this life. We all deserve the most and the best, but there is work that needs to be done. And oftentimes there's hidden roadblocks that you don't see. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm also going to thank you if you are already a Necessary Nutrition customer with the vitamin D, magnesium, and plant-based protein and collagen. I'm always wanting to give thanks as we wholeheartedly appreciate you allowing Necessary Nutrition to be your supplement provider. And if you're not already in the ecosystem, what are you doing? Come on in and join us. Yes, I am a nutritionist and I love to talk about health and nutrition, but also mental fitness as well. All right, so that I won't be long-winded, I want to encourage you to eat well, think well, and be well. This is Robin, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.